This is not the Iran you left a year ago. The people are angry, especially after Savak burned down the Cinema Rex.
Are you talking about the fire?
Don't tell me you haven't heard of Cinema Rex. Over 400 people died in that fire. And now, it's time for answers.
You think it can get out of control?
Look, it could get ugly, but we won't achieve anything through violence.
It might be the only option.
Look, Rezajan, you have to believe in the power of people, okay? Good will triumph.
Now come on, it's time to discover what this revolution's all about.
That's an interesting look.
I've seen this guy before. He calls himself the Walking Dead. He's a walking memorial.
Pesaram, my son, please take a picture. Show the world what is happening here.
Okay, Reza, just look at this street as a sandwich.
Are you okay, Bobek?
Yeah, I'm great. Oh, Liam, it's the perfect analogy with the perfect ingredients. The bread, the cheese, the siyadune, the sabzi, and the tea. I bet you don't see too many paycons in Germany.
3 people were killed at a cinema in Bashar. The Iranian government says that the death toll from the terrorist attack
I bet you don't see too many paycons in Germany.
Officially reached 400. Radio Iran reports that the bodies of 377 people were recovered from the rubble. 2 weeks ago, the cinema was filled with moviegoers when terrorists, who were positioned at all 4 corners of the theater, set it ablaze. The exit doors were locked, leaving the patrons unable to escape the building. Our BBC journalist in Tehran says that this is the biggest act of violence involving arson that Iran has ever seen. Another cinema in Shiraz was burned, and a bomb explosion in a restaurant injured 1 person. A week before that, a total of 3 people were killed at a cinema in Mashhad. The Iranian government says that the death toll from the terrorist attack on Cinema Rex in Abadan has officially reached 400. Radio Iran reports that the bodies of 377 people were recovered from the rubble.
As I was saying, Reza, the cheese, the paneer, that's what makes a sandwich a sandwich. And the cars we drive, the clothes we wear, the things we follow, that's what makes Iran Iran. Mint, basil, tarragon, the students, writers, the revolutionaries, giving us the extra kick we need to set change in motion. We're one of the biggest exporters of oil in the world, and our people still have to stand in line to fill up their tanks. Tell me that isn't backwards. We're one of the biggest exporters of oil in the world, and our people still have to stand in line to fill up their tanks. Tell me that isn't backwards.
So is it peace you want or a fight? It might not be as poetic as Hafiz or Rumi, but it gets the message across. Think about putting your slogan on the wall of martyrs.
Time to be enlightened.
That says it all. You can't trust the
Here
Americans.
you go, brother. Who wants to read about the truth? My father and my brother are rotting in jail. How many more must unjustly be imprisoned so that the Shah can live in his lavish palace and deny us our basic freedoms? Here, brother, read the truth of what is really happening. Anything else you read is corrupt and filled with lies.
Merci, خواهر. Thank you, sister.
خواهش میکنم برادر. Stay true, brother.
It's the only legitimate source to read now.
No more listening to the Shah's lies. Here you go, sister. The newspapers are lying. This speaks the truth. Here, take this. Welcome.
That's the Zoroastrian symbol, Furuhat. In school they tell us it means royal power, but my mom always told me it stands for inner strength.
No more listening to the Shah's lies. You're welcome, brother. Here, take this. This monarchy must be abolished.
برای تازه خوشمزه بربری تازه همه بیاین بربری تازه نون خاشخاشی بیاین بخوریم بیاین خوشمزه تازه داغ نون داغ
Anyways, the bitter Siadune, the black seats on top, are all the people left in the shadows by the Shah. The drug addicts, the beggars, the poor.
The streets are very dangerous.
I have repeatedly said that neither my desire, nor my age, nor my position allows me to govern. I don't want to have the power or the government in my hand. I am not interested in personal power. It is the Iranian people who have selected their own capable and trustworthy individuals and give them the responsibilities. However, personally, I can't accept any special role or responsibility. After the Shah's departure from Iran, I will not become a president nor accept any other leadership role. Just like before, I limit my activities only to guiding and directing the people. The Iranian government says that the death toll from the terrorist attack on Cinema Rex in Abadan has officially reached 400. Radio Iran reports that the bodies of 377 people were recovered from the rubble. 2 weeks ago, the cinema was filled with moviegoers when terrorists, who were positioned at all four corners of the theater, set it ablaze. The exit doors were locked, leaving the patrons unable to escape the building. Our BBC journalist in Tehran says that this is the biggest act of violence involving arson that Iran has ever seen. Another cinema in Shiraz was burned, and a bomb explosion in a restaurant injured one person. A week before that, a total of 3 people were killed at a cinema in Mashhad. The Iranian government
ببین کوروش عالیه ها. He's a real rock star.
Yeah, Kurosh is good, but Dariush is the man.
See that stack of prayer cards? The guy who owns the stand is probably Christian. Hey, if Gugush and Adidas are good cheese, this guy getting mistreated because of his beliefs, that would be bad cheese.
You're crazy بابک. دیوونه. اصلا دیوونه. Gugush released a new album. دمش گرم.
I love Gugush. Gugush is beautiful.
I have disco, rock and roll, and heavy metal. Take a listen. Take a listen.
You see? I'm not the only one with these cassettes.
برادر بیا یه چیزی دارم واسط. I have something special for you.
Look at all these cassettes.
I have lots of Khomeini and even شریعت مداری. بیا گوش کن.
How did you get these?
My brother, he has a connection. But you can find them here and all over the city.
All the magazines are writing that when their reporters went to investigate the situation inside Iran, they witnessed Iran was a country whose population had started to march peacefully, numbering in many millions of people throughout the entire nation. Men, women and children, old and young, marched non-violently in the streets. They were all demanding that they didn't want this Shah. So when the people don't want this public servant, he has to step aside. We don't want this public servant. He should step aside and we'll select a new leader ourselves. It's the people's right to say, this public servant, this honest and decent man who wants to better our country to its highest heaven. We don't want him to be the one to do it. Don't they have that right? Isn't it a human right that every person has the right to determine his own destiny? Well, these people want to determine their own destiny, and they don't want this Mr. Public Servant.
Let's get to the front before the crowd pushes us back.
Cool, let's do it.
This is gonna be great, Reza. One day we can tell our kids about this. Namano Bepa, keep your eyes on me and let's not lose each other in the crowd.
Brothers and sisters, forget what you have read in the newspapers. They are filled with the Shah's lies. We know the truth, and we can no longer be afraid to speak it. The Shah claims our nation is a democracy. But how can that be true when we are imprisoned and executed for our beliefs?
That's Bibi. She's one of the leaders of the student front. What do you think, Reza?
Man, I'm impressed.
Bet goftem, I told you so.
Join me in welcoming Brother Abbas, a personal hero of mine, and a man who has endured persecution and torture for his vision of a free Iran. I am honored to share this stage with you, and we are all humbled by your courage.
Thank you, Miss Golistan. درود 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 برادران و خواهران. This government represents a regime whose leader, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, came to power illegitimately.
Come on, Reza, join in.
The deputies
Yes, boss.
appointed by him
Say it,
in
brother.
our Senate and Majlis are therefore illegitimate.
That's right,
We as
illegitimate.
the Iranian people, we must never forget what happened at the Cinema Rex by the hands of the secret police. Savak. They trapped 425 innocent women, children, and men inside the cinema and burned it to the ground.
Bit guftem, huh? Pretty impressive, huh?
I like what he's saying.
Rezo, you should be taking pictures of this. This is a momentous occasion.
Man, look at all those people on the stage. Who are they?
All the major players are represented. You got the clergy, the communists, the Tudeh party, student leaders from the National Front. Even the Mujahideen is represented.
All of them are here to support Abbas?
It's dangerous for Abbas, but that's what he needs to do.
How long do you think a truce will last?
I don't know, we'll see.
Still hiding behind the camera. Some things never change.
Ali!
Let's
Ali, what are you doing here?
Let me look at you.
Ali?
Mashallah.
I can't believe
Ali,
you're
what are
here.
you doing here? Come on,
Savak and the military are everywhere.
Balak, get over here. Thanks for bringing this out. About time my cousin opened his eyes to the real world.
Your family's been worried about you, Ali.
I missed them, but I had to disappear for a bit. I'm Luchatore. How's my uncle?
Wait, are you no longer with the Mujahideen?
What have you heard? Shishanidid.
What did you do?
A few of us separated from the Mujahideen, and we committed ourselves to bringing the Shah down at any price.
Ali, you know this is a peaceful movement. Brother Abbas is preaching nonviolence up there.
How's that working out, Babak, huh? Because I come for the side that wants to win.
I see some of our friends have decided to join us. Khoshu Madid, welcome. Let them arrest us. Let them beat us. Let them jail us. They are our brothers in wolves' clothing.
This is a peaceful
This is our
assembly.
democratic
I have
right.
done nothing
They've done
illegal.
nothing wrong. You cannot arrest him.
Take your hands off her.
Let me go.
This is a disgrace, Reza. We're all supposed to be on the same side. We're all countrymen.
They work for the Shah. What do you expect, Babak?
They're working because they need the money, not because they want to be soldiers. Reza, you must take a picture of this. People need to see the truth.
See? There's always a battle to fight.
Hey, Ali, what are you doing? Come on, let's get out of here. The soldiers aren't the enemy, Ali. They're oppressed workers. Don't you get that? They're forced to take orders by our oppressors. We're all the same in the eyes of this abusive government.
What?
Who cares what they're wearing if they're attacking us?
Seriously, Babak? Do you hear yourself? Nobody forced them to put on those uniforms.
What choice do they have, Ali? They need their jobs.
You always have a choice.
So support the Shah or let your family starve. You call that a
What
choice?
about my family? My father? Arrested, tortured, murdered, and for what? What choice did he have? If you gotta cry, Babak, weep for him.
When does it stop, Ali?
When we make it stop. I fight for the innocents lost in that Evin prison.
You worry about your damn soldiers.
You win?
Don't do this, Reza. Trust me. You throw that rock, and it's gonna change you.
You can do this. Make a stand.
Just drop it, Reza.
The hell with it. I'm in.
Right on. Off on it. I'm proud of
This is not the way.
doing the
I'm
right
not gonna
thing.
be a part of this.
Babak, this is the only option.
It's never the
Gotta
only
get Abbas
option,
out of
Reza.
there.
That's enough! Well done. You did your job. How do you feel?
Alive.
That's normal after your first battle.
Death to the Shah!